Okay, hello. Welcome to this webinar. We're really glad you could join us for this introduction into the Mobility Networks University. My name is Lou. I'm the Group Marketing Exec here at MNG, and I'm joined today by Gabby Holikoff, our Group IT and Systems Manager. Could you give us a wave? Say hi, Gabby.
Hello, everyone.
There he is. So what's coming up in the next 20 minutes? We'll have a little brief run through about who we are and what we do as a company, followed by an intro into the MNU itself. Our aim here is to quickly and concisely give you insight into the MNU and what its benefits and features are. We'll touch on some of the development plans for the university that we have, and we'll even have time for a brief Q&A session at the end. If any time you want to ask a question, please use the raise a hand function, and we'll unmute individuals during that particular section of this webinar. But in the meantime, I'm aware we don't have very much time, so let's jump right in, shall we? So here's a handful of slides about who we are as a group in general. So since 2014, we've been developing inspired vehicle accessibility solutions for one reason and one reason only, really just to give people back their independence. With our range of cassette and inboard lifts, steps, seats, flooring, the list does go on. We are the international specialist in accessible vehicle products, together with our subsidiary brands, Passenger Lift Services, based near Birmingham in the UK, as well as Car Royal and Elephant Car, our Italian brands in the Lombardy region. Absolutely beautiful. We've worked and continue to work with some of the biggest names in the automobile world. However, we don't particularly want to shamelessly name drop for too long, so we'll go on. Integral to every decision we make as a company, whether it be big or small, day-to-day or product defining, are our core values. These are what define us as a company. Of course, providing the service that we provide, safety is paramount, as you'll see later as we touch on elements such as safety mode. We also treat our customers as friends. As far as we're concerned, you are our biggest assets, and for the past 7 years, we've believed and continue to believe you deserve to be looked after. And a key provider of this is our continuous goal to provide solutions that are not only trusted, thanks to our experience in the industry, as well as our individual and collective capabilities. So here we go then, the Mobility Networks University, or the MNU. It's been a long time in the making, but we were very proud to finally launch the platform back in June 2021. Essentially, the one-stop shop portal for all of our lifts. The MNU is designed to help certify our partners as quickly as possible, all the while maintaining the safety and quality standards we expect from our partners and dealers. Now, engineers can qualify to work on our lifts straight from here. With training and tests for our complete I-CLASS range, you can now become certified Mobility Networks trained technicians quicker than ever before. To enrol at the MNU, you can easily enrol by clicking on the MN University button at the top right of our website. We then run some internal checks, and if everything's all above board, you'll be granted access, free to take your training, and with a multitude of collateral at your disposal. So why should you enrol? Shall we find out? So what's available? Training courses for all of our I-CLASS models, as I mentioned. I'll be letting Gabby bring you everything you need to know on that front a little later on. Sales aids, resources for your sales reps to distribute to prospects to offer product information, enhance sales presentations, and more importantly, close those deals. Tech bulletins and updates, product updates, including SOP for our Smart Lift app, firmware updates or lift enhancements, and recommended steps and procedures for repairing Mobility Networks inboard lifts. Fitting charts with a dimension matrix where you can enter values like the vehicle's door width, height, floor to ground height, and it will show you the lifts that are compatible with those dimensions, as well as tech videos. There are currently over 45 that demonstrate how to resolve common operation issues. These are also accessible within our Smart Lift app for trained technicians. I did just touch on tech videos. Let's go for that first, shall we? On the videos page, as I mentioned, we have over 45 of them, ranging from basic lift enhancements, for example, like replacing the handrails or the warning buzzer or even the LCD, to more complex videos that show how to remove hydraulic pressure switch or the ECU servicing information, or in the case of FMVSS lifts, how to adjust the roll-off ramp sensors. Within the MNU, the video section is interactive. That allows you to click on any of the lift's interest areas, and it will display our training videos related to that section. For instance, as you can see on the screen, the outer barrier videos are available. If you hover over the lift, you can click on any of the interest areas, and it'll provide you with a multitude of videos very specific for that particular part or element of the lift. So now for sales aids. There are numerous of these available within the MNU to help your sales team close those orders. With dedicated resources comparing Mobility Networks inboard lifts against the main competitors in the industry, such as Brawn, Recon, that sort of thing. Also available tools to aid your marketing teams, such as logos and brand guidelines when it comes to using our collateral, as well as our various products and company logos for them to use as well. Fitting charts up next. Within this section, you'll have access to this very easy to use dimension matrix available as an Excel file, where you input the dimensions of your vehicle, such as door width, door height, floor to ground height, as mentioned before. And this will provide you with the applicable lifts we have available for those particular dimensions. As you can see on the screen there, those certain fields are being edited with those values, and those cells highlighted green will be the ones that will be applicable for those vehicles with those dimensions. Very useful. So something else useful for your tech teams, the bulletins and updates section. The place to go when it comes to product updates, as well as recommended steps and procedures for repairing and maintaining optimum performance of our lifts. It's updated as and when required very regularly and will contain safety critical updates as well. So this will be a definite page of interest for your engineers. Within each bulletin, you'll find an easy to follow bulletin in the form of a Excel file as well. Each of these will run through the reported symptom of the lift, as well as the cause and effect, and even a test you can run yourself to see if the lift is experiencing a documented difficulty. However, most importantly, there will be information regarding the corrective action, of course. What tools or equipment will be required to remedy these, and any supporting information as well. Usually with a how-to user guide in the form of a PDF and photographs, so you're not going in blind. So I'm now going to pass you over to my colleague, Gabby, who will run through his favorite part of everything, the training.
Thank you, Lewis. Right, so living the best until last. The purpose of the training section is to get people accredited quickly so that they can become fully trained partners. In reality, completing the training is the only way for an engineer to receive the installer status and also to get full access to the Mobility Networks app. So among the benefits for the application, I'll just mention briefly, we have the ability to reset the cycle counter, giving additional cycles before putting the lift into full operation mode. We can change the lift's parameters, such as installing a safety belt or modifying tolerances. We can also put the lift in full operation mode and many other functions. Our lift may share some similarities in appearance to other lifts on the market. However, our use of technology, integration, and safety features that we offer requires some basic training in advance. This is, after all, a new product. So when we factor all this in, the need to become certified is becoming more and more important. So the training section of the Mobility Networks University is available for the I-Class range of the lifts, and we are currently looking to expand it to include additional product ranges. But for now, the training section has available 2 courses, and that is the I-Class ADA/2021 course and the I-Class FMVSS/S-Class course. So generally, our North American partners are required to do the FMVSS or the ADA course, while the rest of the world will choose the I-Class 2021 or the S-Class course. As for the time required, we estimate that the ADA 2021 course will take between 3 to 4 hours to complete the whole training. While for the FMVSS S-Class course, it will take 4 to 5 hours. Both are self-paced courses that do not follow a set schedule and are available as soon as you are admitted in the MNU. And the reason the FMVSS and the S-Class course takes longer is because they also include the information related to the ADA and 2021 versions. So in case you are planning to install or service both models, we recommend you do the FMVSS/S-Class course. Regardless of which one you select, once enrolled, you will learn about the lift components, basic operation, fitting and installation, commissioning, servicing, about the Mobility Networks app, safety mode, full operation mode, and more. The training covers everything there is to cover in terms of installation and also servicing the lift. Okay, so now that you are enrolled in the course, you will be presented in the left-hand side with a menu containing the available training modules. Each module will have a different status, so not started, in progress, or complete. In order to progress through the modules, you have to complete each one in a sequence. So you will start with the lift-related training. This is the first module. And once you have finished that and assimilated the information, you can click on to the next module, and that is the video module. So this contains explanations and recommended procedures to installing and servicing the lift. And once you're done with watching the videos, proceed with the rest of the modules. In the courses, we also address general troubleshooting scenarios. So essentially every possible error displayed by the LCD and recorded by the ECU has a video containing the common fixes. So for example, if you are to receive a return to floor level error when stowing, the solution and the video shows you how to adjust the pressure switch, where is it located and how to adjust it properly. So next module, we have door opener instructions and best practices, again, with videos. And for our North American partners, we have vehicle-specific installation instructions and also a vehicle interlock connection setup. So once you get to the app training material module, at this stage, we recommend to download the Mobility Networks application so you can get familiar with its functionality. As a side note, there are many features that tie in the Mobility Networks app with the I-Class range. So there's a lot of exciting technology inside, but we'll go in detail in our next webinar. So the final two modules in the training are quizzes. The first one is related to the application, followed by a final quiz with questions related to the lift. The passing score for both quizzes is 80% of the questions answered correctly, but you are free to redo the quizzes as many times as necessary. So once you're done with the final quiz, you receive the certification on the email address that you used to register to the Mobility Networks University. So make sure there are no typos in there. So in addition to the certification, you will also receive the installer role on the app. And you will be listed as an approved technician also inside the app. So now that training is completed, not only you will be prepared to perform installation and service the lifts with confidence, with the installer role access granted for the Mobility Networks app, you will be able to take the lifts out of safety mode, reset the service count interval, service the date, set the service date, add more modules like the belt interlock, change delays, tolerances, put the lift in full operation mode. And before I pass over to Lewis, I want to know that our experience shows that without a doubt, by working with trained installers, we end up with a better final product. It's a better product experience all around for everyone, and it also reduces the installation time. So the information is available even after the training is completed, so you can return to review anytime you need a refresher. Thank you very much, and back to you, Lewis.
Thank you, Gabby. Very informative. Before we fire into the Q&As, I'd like to touch on some future development plans we have for the MNU. As far as we're concerned, it's a living and breathing portal. We have many plans to improve on this very helpful resource to be able to provide you with everything you need via your fingertips. Continuous improvement is a key element of our core values as a company. Currently, only I-Class training modules are available, as you've seen, but we are planning to implement our Mobility RDO and Mobility HDO product ranges to be included here as well, alongside lifts built by our subsidiary Passenger Lift Services as well. Not only this, new sales aids and tech monitoring updates are created as and when fairly regularly, and our video section will definitely continue to expand. We are always here to work and help you, whether end users, partners, dealers, installers, regardless of what stakeholder you may have in Mobility Networks. We are always here to help. We want this to become the perfect transition from purchasing to working with our lifts. We do appreciate there's a lot to take in this short time, a lot to take in on the MNU as a whole. So please do check out the MNU and have a look for yourself. And of course, we're on hand to help. Your account manager's on hand to help you get involved and started as soon as possible. So we've done quite well for time. We've got a few minutes now for some brief Q&As. Gabby, have we got any raised hands?
No, not yet. No.
Don't be shy, everyone.
Hi, Gabby. It's Ross from Premier Tire Lifts.
Hi, Ross.
How are you doing, mate? You okay?
Very good. How are you, sir?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, mate. Mate, just a quick question. Obviously, with the I-Class software always updating and like updating the software, how often do you have to update it? Because I've been out to one today. It was only fitted 4 months ago, and we have literally updated the software today to the latest software. So how often does this software have to be updated?
It typically happens 2 times a year, 3 times. Inside the university, we issue explanations to what have changed, so the change log.
Yeah, it's all right, because so for the customers we've got in the UK,
the firmware for the application.
Yeah, like I say, we've downloaded, or my engineers have downloaded the latest software today onto their mobiles, because we've been to a few today. But for the customers that are looking after them themselves, or doing their own service and maintenance, or they're not authorised or not on the Mobility Networks app or network, like I say, how will they get updated, or how do we expect to update the lifts every 2 or 3 times a year if a qualified agent or Mobility Networks installers not looking after the product?
Right. So the thing with the Mobility Networks app is that even as an end user, you can perform firmware updates. So it's just like a Bluetooth headphone, more or less. You receive an update, and it asks you if you're okay with it, and you perform the update by yourself. So you don't necessarily need a technician to do this.
I'm just wondering whether our garage managers and our customers that we've supplied know about this, you see. So, okay, I'll look into that. I'll speak to the coach builder about this, see whether they know whether they can do their own updates or log into the actual the lift themselves.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, but absolutely, yes, they can do it themselves as well.
So, do you know, is this quite? Do you know when they take delivery of a new lift? Is this published, or is there a scan that can scan on the side of the box or something, so they can download the app or register straight away, like a barcode on the pump cover or something?
There is a QR code on the side of the lift.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Yes,
I hadn't noticed before, because all the ones we've been doing, we've been updating. I think the very first ones came without the LCDs on, so we've been updating them to put the LCDs on, so we can get the actual code. So I hadn't noticed before, to be honest. So I'll have a look.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We can take this offline. We can discuss some more in detail. And yeah.
Yeah. Okie dokie. That's great. That's all I need to know. That's great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ross. Any other questions before we wrap up on time? Seems silence is gold.
I
Hopefully
think
that's
that's
a good.
it.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much. I know there's a lot to fit into 20 minutes. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. This was our first webinar of the year. So no, really glad to get it done. Better late than never, eh? Upcoming, we do have 2 more upcoming as well. We are running this particular webinar again next month, but that's more for our Asian client base. But in November, we are looking more into the SmartLift app, as Gabby mentioned, as well as our other new resource, the virtual showroom. But yeah, until that point, please keep in touch with us on social media. That's where you'll find most of the updates about these, and we'll also send you via email, and also mentioned in your emails as well. We'll also send out the recording of this if you'd like to rewatch it at your own leisure. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon.